How's it going, everyone? It is Liam Catterson here, and we're reacting with another episode of Supernatural here as we get into episode number 3 of Season 2. Quite the emotional start, I would say, this season. We had the, I guess, fallout of John's death in the last episode, as well as killer clowns, so, you know. Yeah, it was quite emotional stuff, of course, with Sam and Dean, both dealing in their own ways in regards to John's death, and there was quite a bit of friction that emerged in regards to how Sam was acting and how Dean's bottling up his emotions, and we saw that kind of unfold in the last episode, where, well, in the closing moments of the last episode, should I say. So yeah, but it was quite a, you know, I guess terrifying, especially because, you know, killer clowns, but also very emotional episode. So I, you know, really appreciated that blend. So yeah, but I'm excited to get into this episode and continue season 2 of Supernatural. So that said, let's get into episode number 3 of season 2 for Supernatural. Let's go. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, I was expecting a jump. But it could still have... There it is. Holy shit!
You know, if you two want to get a room, just let me know, Dean.
Oh, don't listen to him, baby. He doesn't understand us.
I'm glad she's back.
You're in a good mood.
Why shouldn't I be?
No reason.
Got my car.
The old girl's back.
Things are looking up.
Wow. Give you a couple of severed heads and a pile of dead cows and you're Mr. Sunshine.
Dr. Dworkin needs to see you in his office right away.
But Dr. Dworkin's on vacation.
Well, he's back, and he's pissed, and he's screaming for you, man. So if I were you, I would...
He just bolted.
Hey, those Satanists in Florida, they marked their victims, didn't they?
Yeah, reverse pinnacle on the forehead.
Yeah. So much effed up crap happens in Florida.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
What?
Yeah, man. Put the lotion in the basket.
You're right.
Dean,
Yeah,
stop.
Lost, huh? Yeah, whatever.
What is that, a hole?
Oh, shit! Is that a
Comfortable set of vampire fangs. You gotta be kidding me.
What?
Show us those pearly whites.
What the hell,
You want to
boys?
stick that thing someplace else? I'm not a vampire. Hey, that's right. I heard you guys in there. What do you...
Come on, come on, come on, get buddy, let's... Oh, we are. Holy, that was a close shave. Oh, is he gonna... Yeah. Ruthless Dean, gee. Didn't even make it to retirement.
You alright, Sammy?
Yeah, fine. Well, lighten up a little, Sammy.
He's the only one who gets to call me that.
Okay. No offense, man. Just celebrating a little. Job well done.
Right. Well, decapitations aren't my idea of a good time, I guess.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on, it's not
and
like it was
just
pure.
the way
You
that
gotta have a little more fun with your job.
Dean went in there,
That's what I've been trying
fully
to tell him. Learn a
aggressive.
thing or two.
Across the room knocks me out cold. When I wake up, the vampire's gone. My sister's gone.
Shit.
And then?
Then
He's been dealing with this for... Yeah.
try explaining that one to your family. So
Just kept coming. So you're always thinking to yourself, you know, he's indestructible. He'll always be around. Nothing can kill my dad. And just like that, he's gone.
Oh, Dean.
Can't talk about this to Sammy.
See, most people spend their lives in shades of gray. Is this right? Is that wrong? Not us.
Not sure
There
Sam
we
would agree
go.
with you, but,
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't seem like your brother's much like us.
Dean's falling down a hole
I'm not saying
here.
he's wrong. Just different. You and me, we were born to do this.
Shit.
It's in our blood.
Just watch them be in the motel. Just watch them be in the motel. Fuck! Oh, come on!
My name's Lenore. I'm not gonna.
Hey! Tara!
Talk? Yeah, okay, but I might have a pay attention to much besides Eli's teeth.
He won't hurt you either. You have my word.
Your word? Oh,
Tara!
yeah, thanks. Listen, no offense, but you're not the first vampire I've met.
We're not like the others. We don't kill humans, and we don't drink their blood. We haven't for a long time.
What is this, some kind of joke?
Notice you're still alive. Deaths, no missing locals, no reason for people like you to come looking for people like us.
So they just... Yeah, they just want to be
extinct.
chill.
I'm going to let you go.
She could just easily chomp on you.
Put a mark on him.
I can't believe Amber Benson is here. Not just that though, but she's playing a vampire.
Killing people, they're not evil.
Of course they're killing people. That's what they do. They're all the same, Sam. They're not human, okay? We have to exterminate every last one of them.
Okay, this is really concerning.
Gordon's for a year, man. He knows.
Gordon?
Yes.
You're taking his word for it?
That's right.
Ellen says he's bad news.
You called Ellen? And I'm supposed to listen to her? We barely know her, Sam.
And you barely know Gordon!
Right, because Gordon's such an old friend. Because I know how you feel, Dean. Dad's dead, and he left a hole, and it hurts so bad you can't take it. But you can't just fill up that hole with whoever you want to.
Exactly.
It's an insult to his memory.
Okay.
Oh! Oh! Hey! Chill the fuck out!
You can hit me all you want. It won't change anything.
I'm not giving up hope. If we can change, they can change. Now go into town and gather the others.
Look at that. Look at that little bit of Tara in her. Buffy would be proud. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. No! No!
Dead man's blood, bitch. Just didn't care. Care about what? A nest of vampires suddenly acting nice? Taking a little time out from sucking innocent people?
That
Are we
is
supposed to buy
villainous.
that? Trust me. Doesn't change what they are.
Just because they're vampires means they need to die. Okay, okay.
Let him go.
Bloodthirsty.
Look, she's trying to fight it.
No. No.
You hear her, Gordon?
You're just trying to aggravate her. You are literally a bully.
But I know what I saw. If you want those vampires, you gotta go through me.
Look at Dean. Look at Dean. Oh no.
Fine.
What a dick. Oh, come on. Gordy, I would just admit defeat.
Oh, sorry. You know, I might be like you. I might not.
He's not a monster.
But you're the one tied up right now.
And
I guess this is goodbye. Well, it's been real.
That's for... Yeah, that was deserved. Especially what he did to Sam.
Okay. I'm good now.
Oh, you get a freebie. Hit me. Come on.
You look like you just went 12 rounds with a block of cement, Dean. I'll take a rain check.
Which means he will
never
give
took
you a
this
punch
job,
one
so
day.
Jack,
Dad did the best he could.
I know he did.
That's right.
But the man wasn't perfect. And the way you
No
raised
one
us,
is.
I hate those things, and man, I hate them. I do. When I killed that vampire at the mill, I didn't even think about it. Hell, I even enjoyed it.
But you're having this moment of growth right now.
Don't kill Lenore.
No, but every instinct told me to. I was gonna kill her. I was gonna kill them all.
Yeah, Dean.
But thankfully Sam is there, isn't he, in regards to helping him and being there for him. Oh man, but I mean, it's just like the Buffyverse, really, which I guess is very, very appropriate given that Amber Benson was on here. Was happy to see her here. Not just that though, but she was a pretty decent vampire, so you know, which is quite ironic as well. But no, it's like what I say in regards to the Buffyverse. There are like beings out there who are not all evil. Just because they belong in the, I guess, supernatural realm doesn't mean that they're automatically evil. And sadly, there are you've got certain characters who will carry that notion. It's a vampire, it must be dead. Or it's this kind of demon, hey, it must die because, you know, demons, they're all the same, really. But that's not going to be the case. There are going to be the odd few who are going to be decent. And, you know, it's a case of judging someone before you even get to know them. And as Dean said, there is that case where he doesn't stop to think. But there's always room to grow, isn't there? So, and not just that, though, but especially with Lenore and the rest of that nest, I guess, it doesn't help that he has been, that there is a lot of that hurt in regards to John's death. And I mean, you saw how he dealt with that vampire, how he beheaded him. There was a lot of aggression, and that was... You could even see that Sam was concerned. So... Yeah, but thankfully, realizing how Gordon was up to no good, that's after he, you know, punched Sam. He turned his tune, so... it's great that, like, this kind of, I want to say darkness hasn't fully consumed Dean, because he like, especially with Gordon and how he was kind of mentoring him in a sense, there was that concern that there's going to be a darkness that's going to envelop Dean. So that was a trip and a half. Yeah, it was just really great stuff to see, and again, a nice continuation of Dean's emotions in this episode, because we got a look-see in the last episode, especially with Sam and how he's been dealing, but we also saw Dean trying to put on this stiff front, and in this episode he was talking about how he's trying to put on the brave face, and we also saw at the ending of the last episode how he attacked the car in a fit of anger, and this episode that anger continued to grow and grow into something that even Sam was concerned by, because the way he dealt with that vampire was something that, like, you saw it on Sam's face, and then you saw his reaction at the bar. He was concerned. And, you know, he does want to be there. Like, he's trying to be that supportive pillar for Dean because of the fact that he's in a bad place. And, you know, with grief, there are a bunch of ways that you could process, that you can process grief. And with Dean, he's dealing with a lot of that anger. And, I think when it came to the point where Sam was trying to explain about the vampires and how they're not really that evil, and Dean wasn't having any of it, I think Sam, he gets the anger that's going through him, but he's also trying to stray him on a path that doesn't make sure that anger manifests into something more concerning. So, and then you just saw how with Gordon, yeah, he had that incident with his sister, but could Dean kill Sam? I don't think so. Whereas Gordon did, and he's allowed that anger to manifest into something that has this assumption that, you know, anything supernatural, we kill it. And Dean was picking up on those traits. And obviously it's not, it's very, very interesting how we are now delving into this situation where there is that grey area. Like the human race, not every person is going to be a good person, and that's the same with the supernatural. Not everything supernatural is going to be inherently evil. There is this idea of a choice, I guess, or lack of. It kind of depends on, you know, the whole soul shtick and all of that, I guess. But you know, kind of like Buffy in a sense. But you know, we know that visiting these vampires, I mean, they could be soulless anyways, and you know, they still choose. We're not going to tread on, you know, we just want to blend in with the humans. The cows, they're going to have a rough deal, but it's better than the humans. So, yeah. But we are dealing into, like, not every monster that we encounter, they're not going to be monsters, per se. Sometimes the human race are the monsters. You had one job, OBS. Anyways, and yeah, we kind of saw how Gordon fell into that realm of becoming the monster. I mean, it does suck that his sister had that tragic incident, but he, like you saw with Lenore, he was goading her into that dark realm. It's just a case of prodding the bear, isn't it? Because of the fact that he wanted to he wanted in his mindset to show Dean and Sam that see, this vampire, she wants to go for you. But that's only because he shedded a bit of blood from Sam. So yeah. But we saw how hell-bent that Gordon was in regards to dealing with anything that falls into the supernatural category. Doesn't matter if they're good or evil. He just wanted to deal with them. And you saw how these vampires, they just try to keep their noses clean, or teeth clean, I guess, in this matter. But that didn't matter for Gordon. He was on the hunt, and you probably that was probably the case with that girl that got beheaded. She was scared. Gordon didn't care, and yeah, off with her head. So yeah, I just really love the idea that also we had Dean at the very end considering what, like, his fight ever since he was 16. And what I really liked was the fact that the discussion he had with Gordon about him being 16 and on, like, it wasn't just like, for me, it wasn't just another you know, piece of extended background in terms of Dean's life. For Dean, he's been on this job for a long time, and that can threaten that emotional side of things. especially now that he's considering how many of the creatures that fall into the supernatural category have I killed that didn't deserve it. So, and we know that Dean has had a more, not just hardened, like from what we've gathered from his past, he hasn't had a more like hardened state in terms of the emotions, considering Sam is more detached and he wants to live that life of normality. But he's been at this for a very, very long time, especially with how John really teached him some very, very, I guess, harsher lessons, really. And we saw in, I think it was episode 18 of season 1, yeah, where that lecture from John kind of changed things for Dean. So, yeah, there is that threat where to the emotional side of things for Dean. And with the fact that he's still dealing with John's death, and he's trying to put on that brave face. You have Gordon here, who is not helping him whatsoever in terms of a more emotional state, and is kind of adding insult to injury. And this creates a very, very concerning element for Sam, because of the fact that he is trying his best to be there for Dean, etc. And he is that supportive pillar, really. So, and yeah, like he senses that, like we see time and again how he's sensing that Dean is struggling, like in the bar, and he just wants to talk things out, etc. And he needed to get that message ingrained into Dean in regards to the fact, in regards to the punch that Dean, that really got me. Like, I was not expecting that whatsoever. Maybe Sam was, but he needed to kind of ingrain that little warning sign inside Dean's mind in regards to the fact that you're just trying to replace Dad with Gordon, etc. And, yeah, so it was really, really surprising when he went and, gave a nice shiner to Sam. So yeah, but no, I just really, really am liking how we're exploring Dean's kind of side of things, because like, I know that Sam's going to be dealing with that emotion anyways, but with Dean, there is that concerning element that he might be enveloped into this, that this anger is going to manifest and create something concerning, and that's why you have Sam stepping in, and yeah, so, and he'll even risk a punch because he needs Dean to envelop those warning signs in his head. So yeah, but it is really, really great that we're exploring this kind of side of Dean, because with Sam, we've kind of gotten an idea of him and how he's been dealing with grief with, of course, Jess last season. So obviously I do expect a bit of focus on Sam further down the line. But with Dean, we haven't really seen this kind of side of him before. And obviously John's had a very, very big influence on him. So, and not just that, though, you've got a very, very interesting concept of vampires who don't really mean any harm to the humans. And that really puts Dean at a test. Where it comes to the point where Dean is at a place where he's like, if it's part of the supernatural realm, we're going to kill it. And Sam obviously having that interaction with the vampires. He's like, no, we shouldn't be doing this. This is wrong, because they don't mean any harm. So... And it is very, very hard to believe, because anger is clouding that judgment at the minute. And like I said, with grief, it can manifest into different kinds of emotions. And obviously, anger is the one for Dean at the minute. And like I said, with Gordon, it doesn't exactly help Dean be on that focused path. So yeah, it is sad, but it's also very, very good writing to see, like, especially incorporating a concept of like this supernatural element where they are not evil. They are not someone who is killing humans, etc. They are trying to keep their they're trying to keep on the D-low, and yeah, you have some vampires who are, like, from this episode, who were wanting to fight Gordon, etc. But this is kind of like a retaliation. Like, they were fine, and then Gordon just shows up and beheads them, and it's like, well, we need to protect our own, so it's more of a self-defense thing for that guy that was with Lenore. So yeah, but yeah, I do kind of expect, like, further down the line, of course, further elements of these supernatural elements that fall into that grey area that aren't just automatically evil, especially since Dean had that moment of realization towards the end that not the world isn't black and white in regards to, hey, humans automatically good, supernatural bad. Like I said, for the humans, there are bad people out there. There are people who are there are people who are more monstrous than, I guess, the supernatural, and like the supernatural, there are those who are very, very good, as we saw with Lenore. Like, obviously, I don't think the cow population would agree, but she's not meaning any harm to the humans, and yeah, she's just only annoyed because, you have people who are just hunting her and just assuming that that herself, that the others in her nest, they deserve to die, and that's because they're vampires. That's it, really. It's a very, very annoying and devastating concept for Lenore and co to kind of acknowledge, because they're just trying to be all well and good, and because they're vampires, they're targets. So it is really, really sad. But it was really, really great to see. But like I said, it was very, very devastating, but also really good to see kind of tensions rise for Dean, in a sense, because of, you don't want Dean to kind of shrug things off, narratively speaking. You want to kind of explore further in depth in terms of his emotions, especially how we ended things on the last episode, and we saw that kind of grow in this episode. So and then we had an anchor for him in the concept of Gordon, because you have Sam just trying to be there, and Gordon's, yeah, like I said, I do sympathize with Gordon a bit, but he did take things so far that he was not in my good books. So yeah, like, obviously what happened to his sister, it sucks, but yeah, he was not helping matters, and he was just showing himself to be more of the villain than, yeah, so. But it did make for a very, very interesting episode. So, yeah, it was just a very, very enjoyable experience. That really had me in a range of emotions, from noticing Amber to the punch. So, like, it is just very, very shocking to see Dean just punch Sam. But like I said, I think with Sam, he probably kind of expected it. So, he knew that Dean was going through a lot of anger. The way he dealt with that vampire is like, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna lay in some hard truths for Dean. It's probably gonna get me knocked out, but he needs to hear it. So yeah, but no, it was really, really good, and this season's just been pretty great so far. So I'm really enjoying things at the minute with Supernatural Season 2. So yeah, but I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!